Hello, vault dwellers and wastelanders. Fox and Socks here. In today's camp walkthrough, we'll be visiting my Hidden Speakeasy camp build. The location of this camp is in the Savage Divide, located just southeast of the Hornwright Estate, along the road that features several little pre-war farmhouses. The inspiration for this build was the Nukashine Hidden Bar in Morgantown. I loved it so much, I wanted to recreate something similar to enjoy. When I roleplay, I imagined that my vault dweller found the little farmhouse and discovered that it was actually a front for an underground pre-war speakeasy. She then decided to make use of the existing infrastructure, fix it up a bit, and use it as a secret base of operations. There's two unique things about this build. The first is that part of the build is underground beneath the world. The second is that I was able to utilize an interior cell of a boarded up pre-existing house. So let's get cracking with the walkthrough, and I'll talk a little bit more about this build once we're done with the tour. All right, that's the tour. This was a really fun build, but it presented several challenges, all of which required a lot of time, patience, and micro adjustments to overcome. The features I am most proud of in this camp is that I was able to fully enclose the underground portion of the build, as well as the interior cell of the pre-existing house. Let's talk house first. First, you have to get into the pre-existing building of your choice, and you can only generally do that in doorways and windows, though there may be some exceptions to this rule. There are several tricks out there on how to gain entrance, but the two I'm most familiar with involve using power armor or a well-placed stool. I'll be doing a tips and tricks Let's Build in the future, where I'll showcase both techniques if I can. Let's head on inside. Once you've gotten into the pre-existing building of your choice, you'll often find that the graphics will glitch as you move around inside, removing the walls and windows and revealing a barren landscape. It's very jarring and unpleasant to watch. This will happen even if you put down your own walls and foundations. My tip, if you see this happening early on, abort. There's no way that I know of how to fix this. Unless it doesn't bother you, then carry on. But in this particular house, I was able to miraculously avoid the glitch, and as you can see, the graphics inside are stable. I was even able to insert windows in a few spots to give a peek onto the outside world. Once you're in, you'll also want an easy way to get back inside. Enter the cooking stations and/or musical instruments. You'll need to position them so that they peek through the existing exterior walls a little so you can access them from outside. Using the cooking station and/or musical instrument will then port your character inside, like this. I try not to break immersion in my builds, so I've gone ahead and used the secret Nuka door to cover up the cooking station, like so. I also utilized the pre-existing boarded up porch door as my exit, so I wouldn't have to leap over the cooking station to get out. Like this. Now let's talk about the underground portion of the base. The challenge here was to position the initial foundation in such a way that everything else I built underground, the walls, the roofs, do not collide with the existing elements on the surface, which do sink down beneath the world. If you're building your basement on a flat spot with not so many features on the surface, this will be much easier. For this build, I also wanted to have a separate exit, to give the pre-war patrons of this little den of iniquity a quick exit out to the street. But in practical terms, I just didn't want to be hopping up over the base every time I wanted out. To access the underground, I positioned a bass, the musical instrument, on the stairs, which ports my character beneath the world. Let's see how that works. And there's the bass sticking out from under the ground. Simply exit out of the action in order to move freely again. Once you're in, you can build deeper into the world to avoid any collision with the surface elements. It's very straightforward, and that's what I did with my little Nuka bar here. You can use either foundations or upper floor pieces here. To avoid breaking immersion, I built a foundation behind my stairs and enclosed the stairwell. This takes up a little more budget, but it looks a lot nicer in my opinion. My nuclear generator, which powers the whole base, is actually behind the wall of the utility workshop, as are all the power connectors and wiring. If you listen carefully, you can hear the hum behind the wall. I also built structures around the entrance and exit to the underground portion of the camp. The little red barn and the shack shed you see above ground to make it less jarring when you're in the basement looking up. The benefits of building inside pre-existing locations and underground? The monsters of the world will never find you. You won't necessarily be safe from other players though. A lot of people out there do know to look out for signs of either the base or cooking station in order to get inside. As for me, I try to find little ways of hinting to others that there's something inside to discover. Play the base, X marks the spot. It's rather fun to watch people work it out. The other fun part of getting underground or inside buildings is that once you're there, you can do fun things like semi-hide your water purifiers, as you can see directly behind me. I just love how the tap sticks out through the garage wall. The location comes with its own mini corn garden directly behind me, which monsters will not attack, which on this more dangerous part of the map is a real bonus. Every time I or anyone else teleports to my camp, super mutants and scorched come a-calling. It took me some time to figure out how to best place my turrets so that they could be more effective and protected. But if you build here, be prepared to be attacked often. So there we are, the Hidden Speakeasy camp build. I hope you enjoyed this camp walkthrough, and if you'd like to catch the next one, don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell notification button to get alerts. I also have a weekly live stream series, The Fallout Fox, an in-character role-playing playthrough of Fallout 76 Wastelanders, streaming every Wednesday at 3:30 Pacific Time. Guest starring Stan Seas as Stan the Wastelander, the companion you wish you could have. If you can't watch the live stream, never fear. I'll be uploading past broadcasts right here to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me today. This is Fox and Socks signing off.